Hi, my name is Jackie, and this is my second video sharing some of my New Age Christian beliefs. If you missed the first one, it is on both Facebook and Instagram, so I hope you check it out if you're interested. Tonight, I'd like to talk about a couple more preliminary things before getting more deeply into New Age Christian beliefs and how they resemble and differ from Orthodox Christianity. The first thing I'd like to talk about is this book right here, The Aquarian Gospel. This is a primary text for New Age Christianity, at least for me. The full title of it is The Aquarian Age Gospel of Jesus the Christ of the Piscean Age. And this was written by Levi Dowling in 1907, which shows that New Age Christianity has been around a while. Even though we're just now going into the new Aquarian Age, people have been anticipating it, thinking about it, writing about it for a long time. So as we go along with these videos, I will be quoting a lot from this book and making comparisons between it and the Bible. The Aquarian Gospel, as its name implies, is entirely about the life and ministry of Jesus. It doesn't have any Old Testament psalms, letters to the churches, anything like that. It is entirely a gospel, and it largely tracks the biblical gospel, biblical gospels with regard to Jesus' public life and ministry. However, it does add some things that are not found in the Bible. For instance, it talks about the early training of Jesus' mother Mary and John the Baptist's mother Elizabeth, as well as Jesus and John's early lives. In the Bible, there's some huge gaps in Jesus' life. There's a gap between the story of Jesus' birth and the story of him appearing in the temple at the age of 12. And then there's another big gap between 12 and when he starts his public ministry at the age of 30. So the Aquarian Gospel fills in those gaps. Now, you may be wondering where the Aquarian Gospel came from. Well, Levi Dowling transcribed it from something called the Akashic Record. And that's the other thing that I would like to talk about tonight. A lot of world religions have a concept similar to the Akashic Record, although they call it something different. For example, in the mystical branch of Judaism, the Kabbalah, it's called the Book of God's Remembrance. It's a little bit complicated to explain, but I'm going to give it a try. It's basically a field, I guess, an energy field, you'd say, which exists everywhere throughout the universe, and it records information in the form of vibrations. And it's based on the idea that everything is energy, and the matter is just energy moving or vibrating at a lower rate of vibration. And there's actually a lot of scientific evidence and thought that supports that idea. Now, I don't pretend to be a physicist, so I don't want to delve very deeply into what I'm about to say, or I will very quickly be in over my head and drowning. But I did want to just mention that quantum field theory is giving some support to the idea of the Akashic Record. Now, according to quantum field theory, there are fields throughout space, and a vibration can start in one field and then affect nearby fields, and eventually it can spread throughout the universe in kind of a ripple effect. Quantum fields support the notion that information can be stored in a field by imprints or vibrations. So this is basically exactly what people believe about the Akashic field. So, science and religion or spirituality coming together, that is one of my favorite topics, by the way, the kind of merger or coming together of science and spirituality, but that is a topic for another day. So that's a little bit about the Akashic Record. Now, there are people who have learned to tap into or read this Akashic Record. You can easily find online all kinds of people that, for price, will give Akashic Record readings, similar to psychics that give readings, or people that read tarot cards or numerology readings or whatever. Now, people who believe in reincarnation are pretty much usually the ones that pay for these Akashic Record readings, because they want information about their past lives. And if everything that ever happened is stored as information in the Akashic field, then what happened in people's previous lives is also going to be stored there as well. And most people don't remember consciously much, if anything, about their past lives. So Akashic Record readings, along with past life hypnotic regression, are two ways to access that information. So what Levi Dowling did when he wrote this book is he tuned into the life of Jesus and some of his contemporaries. He wrote down what he found, and that information became the Aquarian Gospel. Now, obviously, you have to believe in a few things for the Aquarian Gospel to be useful to you. You have to believe in the existence of the Akashic field. You have to believe that people can read its information, and you have to believe that Levi Dowling was one of the people that could do that. Now, once you get through past these three things, then I think in some ways the Aquarian Gospel may be even more accurate than the biblical Gospels. And this is because it's sort of a direct revelation. It's less filtered and colored by the biases and the life experiences of the writers than the other Gospels are. And it's also free from the political considerations that affected the Bible and the biblical canon right from the outset, when certain books were included and other books were excluded, due mainly to the political ambitions of the people that made those determinations. So in some ways, I think it might be equally or maybe even more trustworthy than the biblical Gospels. So that is a little background on the Aquarian Gospel. And next time I want to talk a little about the concept of New Age avatars. Now, avatar was a word that until very recently you never heard outside of the spiritual realm. Now you hear it everywhere, of course. You have avatars for games and all of that, but avatar actually means a physical incarnation of the divine, of God. And each age has its own avatar. I'll be talking about some of the ones that came before Jesus, and also what we might expect as an avatar for the Aquarian Age. And then I also want to talk a little bit about the New Age concept of the Trinity as it's set forth in the Aquarian Gospel. And these things will basically, again, be a little bit of groundwork before then getting into the real nitty-gritty specific beliefs of New Age Christianity and how they are similar to or different from Orthodox beliefs. So that's kind of on tap for next time. I want to thank everybody for listening and watching this video, and I hope to see you again next time. Thank you.